I am a circle. I am healing you. You are a circle. You are healing me. United we are one. United we are one. I am a circle. I am healing you. You are a circle. You are healing me. United we are one. United we are one. The magic has begun. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Full moon blessings. I'm Valerie Friend, and this is Sunday Morning Tea and Tarot. Good morning, good morning. Let me get over to my comment section. Good morning, Facebook user. Good morning, Alexandra and Carolyn. Gage Ackler is here. Good morning. Hi, Brandy and Kathy. Oh, and I think this is Jen Adams who's visiting Trumansburg. You and I got to meet up for a little outside soiree.
How long is she in town?
I don't know how long she's in town. Tell us how long you're in town, Jen. So if you're interested, do a little like and share of the video because we want to get the message out far and wide. Good morning, Karen and Tamara and another Facebook user. And Tina, my cousin, Tina Finati. Hi. I haven't seen you pop up in a long time. Hi. Oh, she's here for one more week.
Oh, great. Okay.
Good, good, good. All right. Let's get started a little bit while we're waiting for people to pop on because this week begins with this glorious full moon in Libra. I don't know. I have my magic rectangle. I don't know if you saw my pictures from last night because I don't think I'm going to get any good full moon pictures tonight. It's cloudy and rainy, but like, look at this. Isn't that crazy beautiful? Last night it was just insane. Good morning, Meryl Reed. Good morning. So, glorious full moon in Libra, the sign of connection and idealism. Libra is a relationship genius who's always looking for that sweet spot of balance and fairness. Good morning, Erica. Good morning, Margaret Ann. Hello. We're just talking about the full moon in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet, but also the goddess of love and beauty and art and poetry and like general aesthetic pleasantry. And this week we have this Venus Sun Chiron situation. Do a little Google search and read up about it. Channing Nicholas's app is extraordinary. And if you have this subscription, dollars, I highly recommend. So, that Chiron's situation, it is one that helps us honor our pain in a way that surpasses healing and really brings home the need we all have to transcend suffering. So pain is inevitable. We're going to be talking about this. It's a little bit of heaviness today. I'm not going to lie to you. Pain is inevitable. It's earth life. It's humanity. It's, the lower realms. But how we understand our wounds is a portal into deeper knowing of ourselves. So as we head into prayer this morning, let's be willing or have some willingness to open ourselves up to that which is uncomfortable, that which has laid us bare even. Unfold our judgments in a way that lead us into this greater healing and poignant integration. All right. So I want you to your own comfort level. I don't want anybody re-injuring themselves, but to your comfort level, just place your hands on your heart space and allow yourself to sort of ease open the door and peer inside and see what your wounds have to teach you. Take the seat of the observer, okay? So you're not in the pain, but you're up here witnessing and holding healing space for yourself. As we open the channel of divine love and light to bring forth this message for Sunday morning tea and tarot, we ask our guides, angels, light beings, and ancestors to show up, surround us with healing and protection, and bring forth messages that are clear, concise, and actionable for our highest good, for our highest healing, for the healing of all. And we ask this in perfect love and perfect trust. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Oh, good morning. I love praying with y'all. Who's here? Tina Lindley, good morning. And Jessie May, Liza. Liza, do you want to do morning cards again tomorrow? Because Melissa has an appointment.
Hi, lovely Liza.
Natalie says hi, Liza. Good morning, Sally. Oh, she says, what a fabulous week. Yay. Melissa McIntyre Brown is here, and we're sending her continued foot healing. And hi, Andrea. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Like I said before, do a like and share if you're called, because it really helps get the message out there. Maybe ping a friend and say, hop on to Tea and Tarot. Oh, wait a minute. Melissa says she is here tomorrow, but not next week. So Liza, can you do Monday next week? Anyway, we'll figure it all out. So this week I chose to break out a deck that I haven't used in a while for Tea and Tarot. Actually, I haven't used this until yesterday. I did a reading with this deck. I hadn't had it out in a while. And the reading I did yesterday, just, I remembered what I love about this deck. Let me just say that. So this is the Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marcus. Scott Murphy is the illustrator. And this is a visually beautiful deck with a nice balance of light and shadow. And what I love about the companion book, number one, I like companion books with full color pictures. I just do. I'm such a color whore. But one of the things that I really like about the companion book is that every card, let me see if I can get this centered here, has this section called magical uses. So this is the star, or is this the moon? Or no, this is the star. It's just at the end. So there's the card. And then over here under magical uses, it says excellent for dream magic, amplifying magical energy spells to increase ESP or replenish your spirit, love magic, and charms to make a wish come true. And I love that. There's one for every single card, not just the majors, every single pip card. And it's really cool and good suggestions. So if you have money saved up in your deck fund, in your little magic envelopes, this might be something you want to consider. maybe I'll do a deck tour this week because we haven't visited this one in a long time. Tina says she's a whore for color too. I love it. Who else? Yes, Melissa, magical uses. Magical uses are magical, friends. Magical uses are good.
Even for people who don't know about magic that much?
Well, ask for some advice. How awesome is it that you live with a powerful witch like me?
So true.
I'll help you make some magic.
Awesome, thank you.
All right. Let's get on with the business of the group energy message for this week of March 28th through April 3rd. Can you believe we're heading into April?
I can't believe it. It was just Christmas yesterday.
Okay. Pandemic has got us all like, what day? What month? What year?
Yeah, really, seriously.
Hey, Ricky Jean.
The infamous RJT.
Okay. So, like I said, the swirl is difficult this week, okay? Let me tell you that the path is instructive and helpful. So I don't want you to throw in the towel and leave before you get that little morsel of what you need, okay? I like to just be right up front there because we're starting out the week with the Three of Swords. This week starts with a recognition and an honoring of the wounds that we have suffered. Pretending that we didn't get hurt isn't going to work out this week. Let me just say, the old scabs are being ripped open again, but they offer us the choice to deeply cleanse and purify our pain. Those points of injury that continue to cause us difficulty and feel like they will never heal are Chiron's domain, the wounded healer. Look in your chart, your astrology chart, and see where Chiron is, what house it's in, and it might give you a clue to what you can be working on this week for healing. Chiron is the wounded healer. And under this Libra full moon, we may begin to understand our wounds in a new light with new compassion, more balance, figuring out how to deal with the unfairness in a fair way. Libra is a genius at that. We can also use the waning moon that follows as a way to deconstruct and understand more fully the costs of Earth life, especially around Wednesday and Thursday when the moon is in Scorpio. Remember, I always say that Scorpio wants to know the deep truth. Yeah, but what's under that? Yeah, but what's under that? And you keep digging down until you get to that tiny speck of irritant that's been lodged there for however long it has. So you may feel a deeper sadness at first and want to push it away instead of doing that deep dive. Because like I said, it's uncomfortable work. It could be some shadow work. You want to look for the patterns that have emerged around your particular injuries. And I want to let you know that these can be physical injuries, these can be emotional injuries, they can be spiritual injuries, and also 1, 2, 3. I think it's all three. That the physical also carries an emotional and spiritual component. Spiritual wounds carry an emotional and physical component to them. So make sure you're looking at all of the pieces instead of just choosing one sword to hyper focus on. Natalie, did you want to ask a question?
What do you mean by spiritual wounds?
Spiritual wounds can be all sorts of things. I mean, in my own lived experience, I was deeply wounded by the church that I grew up in. You know, I was told things about myself that ended up not being true. You know, for me, you know, being a lesbian, I have some spiritual wounds around that, and people not accepting or understanding or thinking, you know, love the sin or hate the sin kind of bullshit. So spiritual wounds can be a lot of different things. And I just want to say, you know, one of my offerings are tarot therapy sessions. And if you're unloading and deconstructing some painful experiences, a tarot therapy session or a series of sessions can really help you get busy with that healing work. Sometimes we need an outside pair of eyes, therapy, all sorts of things. We'll talk about that more later as we get to the path. Magical uses, workings that assist you in processing grief and loss. All right. So you can use the Three of Swords in magic, not to like say, I don't want to feel these things, but more to say, teach me what I need to know. Teach me what I really need to learn. Where is that little granule of irritant and how can I excavate it? Okay. Next card in the swirl is the Devil. And we are being asked if we are addicted to our pain. I know, it's rough. The swirl is rough this week. I pulled this card and I was like, oh shit, I'm doing some shadow work this week.
You keep looking over here.
Because Lacey needs to think about this. My dog has been giving me the cold shoulder and I'm not happy about it. So from the companion book, directly from Melanie Marcus's mouth, or fingers, I guess, the devil is the ultimate trickster, that lusty beast within all of us that lures us into greed, anger, envy, and other vices with little regard for the effect on one's soul or other consequences. You know, so what does it mean to have these traumatic wounds of the body, the mind, the spirit? And they start to plague us 24/7. It's like we lead with the wounds. We head out into our day. I've been doing this with my back. So I went back to school. I've been back 2 weeks. I've been doing a lot more walking and a lot more bending and a lot more stairs, and my back hurts. My back injury has been activated, and I get so angry at my body for not functioning the way I want it to. I say mean things to my back. Like the other day, Amy had to come out and tell me that she was going to be on a client call, because literally every time I would get up from the chair, I would be like, fucking Jesus Christ, and like loud, and it hurt so much. But I am working with that pain with my back in a more loving way based on what I saw in the cards today. That's my little promise to myself for the week. So traumatic wounds of body, mind, and spirit can become a cross that we carry around 24/7. We form identities around our wounds. We sometimes talk about them endlessly. I'm sure that these two over here are sick and tired of hearing me say, my back hurts. It hurts. We spend all of our hours trying to figure out, why me? Why do I have this back problem? You know, but the energy of the trickster enslaves us in our pain. Okay, it enslaves us. Rather than pain as a moment or a part of life, it becomes all consuming and feels like it's eating us alive. Now, I want to say working with the devil card in tarot magic is tricky business. And it's not for the novice witch. Let me just say that devil magic, and I don't mean that in the like dark magic, Judeo-Christian devil imagery. I mean it in the sense of working with the trickster has a way of backfiring in spell work. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. You do you. You get to make choices for yourself. But, I would leave this one out of your magical spell work until you are more of an expert. Which I don't even consider myself to be. I don't do spell work with the devil card. I just don't, because I feel like it's iffy. It's iffy stuff. The final card in the swirl, so the collective energy that is irritating all of us this week, is the Seven of Wands reverse. And we're told that bravery is what's needed to do this kind of deep work. But feeling beat down and without recourse could have us throwing in the towel on our own healing this week. Giving up could seem like the only option you've got. Now, I want to say you can pull this energy into its upright form by making a commitment to courage and a willingness to go there and try again. Yes, it's complicated. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it's maddening. But also, yes, it's worth it. Doing this work is so worth it. And I say this often, but don't quit before the miracle happens. All right? Don't quit. Magically uses for this card upright can really lend bravery to your situation this week. So maybe this little Seven of Wands needs to go on your altar or be meditated on in your prayer life or your meditation practice. Let's go on to the path, because the path is better. The path, the swirl is sort of all this pain and enslavement and feeling like quitting. And then we have the path to help us walk through it for the best possible outcome. So this is where our reading gets an uplifting turn. Ooh, Melissa says, big spiritual wound. You aren't doing spirituality correctly. Yeah, and lots of us have been, hurt by false prophets, right? Jessie May says this resonates with her very much. Good. So let's go on to the path, because this is going to help you work with it, Jessie. So we start out the path with two kings here to assist us. Both of them are upright. And the first one is the King of Swords, who like takes no shit. Look at that face. Look at that face. And the King of Swords is really going to be head over heart and is going to push you. So the king would like us to take control of our minds. Swords is the suit of air, the east. You think different thoughts, speak different words, air energy, lots of self-communication. Take control of your mind. Self-control and self-discipline are needed to overcome this swirl of pain and debilitation. Now, you may feel like you have to force yourself to do the right thing in the face of pain, in the face of discomfort. Like for my back situation, I have to do the right thing. Some days that means I need to wear my back brace. Some days that means I need to stretch more. Some days that means I need to soak in the bathtub. But what it doesn't mean is that I'm just going to like lay down and cry and not do anything to help sustain a better future for that injury. But you might feel like laying down in bed and crying. Just don't do it too long. You got to get back up again. We're doing a little PT on our wounds, physical therapy on our wounds. And as you well know, rehabilitation after an injury is not always pleasant. Now, I don't want you to push yourself past your capacity and re-injure yourself in any way, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all the ways. Don't be a total hard ass with yourself. But it's like that thing where if you're doing an exercise and you think you've reached your limit and you do just one more. Or if you are feeling your feelings and it's starting to get overwhelming, just sticking with it for one breath. Count 4 in, hold for 4, count 4 out, hold for 4, and then move on. Okay, so we're just kind of building our stamina for dealing with this stuff. And then you got to give yourself lots of relaxation and recuperation time afterwards. Like I go to my therapeutic modalities clinic and then I have to come home and I have to soak in the tub and I have to rest and recuperate and drink lots of water and all those things, okay? So don't let the stern face scare you away. Look yourself in the eye and tell yourself the truth. Can you do this for one more breath? Can you do this for one more rep? Can you do this for 30 more seconds? And count out loud. I'm going to stay with this crap feeling for 30 seconds. And if tears roll down my face, so be it. This king is really going to push us to our limit. All right. Don't go over your limit. And if you re-injure yourself, because we do that, what assistance, what antidote, what soothing balm do you need to apply? And then rethink your strategy, okay? Use this card in magic to increase your dedication to your own clarity and insight. Use words that are true. Don't make it bigger or smaller than it really is. Stay with the truth. Ask for courage to push through the pain. Yeah. So the next king who is here to help us this week is the King of Wands. And this king instructs us in the ways of purification by fire. Now, again, cauterizing a wound can stop the bleeding and may protect you from some infection, but it isn't a pleasant process. The King of Wands, though, is the sovereign of creativity, and you may want to convalesce in an artistic environment, a creative environment, a buoyant energy environment. This is a courageous and confident king who also likes to have fun and witness beauty in all of its forms. It's an excellent card for spells dealing with self-confidence and self-esteem. Both the King and the Queen of Wands are excellent. And in fact, if you wanted to do some self-confidence spell work, you could get the King and the Queen out. So you're working on the yin and the yang aspects of courage at the same time and getting that Libra balance that she loves. The King of Wands urges us to respect the pain, but also to make something more beautiful of it. Now, that's a hard pill to swallow, like when I think of some of my core wounds throughout my lived remembering, thinking about making something beautiful out of it really just sickens me. But let me tell you, last summer when I was dealing with my very deep depression, it was creativity that saved me. It was creativity. I can't find any of my little pockets. Oh, where are you, little
I was
pockets?
just thinking about doing a
I just remember the first one I did was my depression fairy. And it really kind of opened the door to some movement around that. I didn't have to say, I'm not depressed. I didn't have to deny it. I certainly had to look at it and talk about it honestly. I had to get a good therapist. I had to see clearly some of the triggers that were at work. But then I made this beautiful depression fairy who wasn't trying to change me. It was like, stop that, stop being depressed. She was there to sort of be the guardian of my heart while I was experiencing that pain. And let me tell you, it worked. It started the ball rolling for me. So, and you don't have to make puppets like I do. Natalie was doing Zentangle because she woke up this morning early, and that kind of creative energy can really help you work stuff out. Anyway, these two kings side by side spoke to me of alliances. All right. When the King of Air and the King of Fire make a treaty with one another, one's bringing the clarity and one's bringing the heat. One has the plan, the other puts it into action. All right. So can you see how these two aspects of your being need to be brought into the same room for like a strategy sesh? You can even set it up and have a conversation with each of them. Get a little list going about your King of Sword qualities and your King of Wands qualities, and then have a little conversation with the kings, and see what comes to you. See what is handed to you and what you then possess and have ownership of, because kings are the sovereigns, married to the land. So, connect to the mother and really use that authority. Oh, Samaj says, depression has been a difficult thing to work through this past year. I'm so very happy that you were able to find some resolve and balm in the healing process. Exactly. Thank you, Samaj. Thank you so much. It was scary. It was scary to share that I was deeply depressed last summer with you all. I put it off all summer long. And then I had like a little confession on Sunday morning tea and tarot one day. So anyway, the next card, whoops, how did I get to, oh yeah, here, I'm in the right place. The final card in the path today is the Hierophant reverse. This guy's been showing up in all the decks all over the place lately. And it's really talking about being able to break free of the bondage. You know, when the Hierophant is reversed, healing is an act of subversion. Healing is a revolutionary act. Healing is also the best revenge, let me tell you. There's nothing sweeter than just living your best life. And yeah. So I want you to think about this. Try some new healing modalities this week. Maybe you need some body work. Maybe you need some acupuncture. Maybe you need some Reiki, or chanting could help, or gardening could help. A new prayer practice, building and tending an altar. The list is limitless. Sometimes you need to call your truth teller and cry a little, but laugh a little too, okay? So there's lots of different ways you could explore this healing invitation. Instead of assuming, well, that'll never work, lean into the optimism of Libra. Like when I think about Libra energy, I always think about my friend Judy, who is just always willing to try a new thing, a different thing, a crazy thing, because she's so optimistic and she can really lean into that optimism. I have a little hard time with optimism sometimes. I can definitely get into that place of like, same shit, different day. So I have to work at this harder than some people. I know, a lot of people think that I'm like this real rebel energy, but I can get stuck in a rut just like anybody else. So don't let your personality tell you that I'm too old to learn new tricks, or, just nail my tail back on my ass, poo, that kind of thing. One of the affirmations that I like to say to myself when I'm having a hard time working with this energy is, the perfect solution is out there and it's seeking me in the same longing way that I am seeking it. And it's like, I feel it as those two magnets just being drawn together. Me and the solution. We're being drawn together by forces beyond my imagination. And that helps me. That buoys me up a little bit. Try it and see if it helps you as well. Even as our old wounds leave us with limits, this card suggests therapeutic adaptations that make life easier. I'm going to tell you about my back problem again, okay? So I went back to school this week, and what I learned is that I can no longer lift children up onto swings. That hurts.
Whoa.
So my adaptation is that I have the little kids take hold of the swing chains up here, and I'm like, lift yourself up with your strong arms, and then I shove the swing under their ass. And adaptation, this works great. I think that it was divinely inspired. I could have stayed mad at myself and just been a curmudgeon, like, okay, I can't do swing duty because I can no longer lift children up onto swings. No, I figured out a different way to do it. And it worked. So even as your wounds leave you with limitations, I want you to think about the therapeutic adaptations that can make your life easier. Just start trying some different things. King of Wands, man, try it. Try it once, try it twice maybe, but try a new thing. Remember the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I could have stood out there on the playground, lifting up children, irritating my bulging disc and just been miserable about it. But I was open to an adaptation, which then was handed to me like, I don't know why I even thought about it, but it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. So think about that. What kind of adaptations do you need to make? I'll tell you one that I have been working on for a while, and I am not successful with this every day. Not picking up my phone until after I've prayed. Okay? It's a hard one for me, especially if there's something saucy going on in the news that I think I need to stay current with. It's like, oh, screw prayer. I've got to see what Wolf Blitzer's got to say about this. It's like, no, pray first. Then you can watch the news, or maybe you won't even want to anymore. The illumination. Is the world reversed? Okay, so healing may be a little slower than we would like it to be. The world card is one of those cards that's not bad when it's reversed. Upright and reversed, it's still a great card. It's still leaning towards that completion. And I want you to notice in this deck particularly how as each season passes, how much more available you are to complete healing, whatever that looks like, given that you are a human being having a human experience in earth life. So pain is inevitable, right? The one thing I want to caution you about is thinking that you've got to have some sort of closure before you can move on from your pain. Now, sometimes you do. Sometimes I've wanted closure, but let me tell you, I've never been satisfied with closure. I don't think ever. I've never actually gotten what I thought I wanted out of having this closure moment. I do magical things like cutting cords to energy and things like that. But I no longer hold the assumption that for my healing to occur, I need to feel this great magical closure where it just feels like I'm at peace with it. Because our wounds get abraded by earth life when we least expect it, like you're going through your day and all of a sudden, ouch, oh my God, that's my wound. Why are you irritating my wound? This is saying, a slow approach to your healing might be what you need. You may not ever understand the why of it. We want to ask why. Why did this happen to me? Why am I in this situation? Why do they have to be such an asshole? All those kind of things. But healing doesn't mean that we have to be healed before we know better, right? So one more.
Usually countries.
Okay, maybe there's one more. I don't know. Lost my place here. So you may not ever fully understand the why of it, but you can move forward into a place of self-compassion, adaptation, turning an activity on its head. I've been watching this stupid show on TV yesterday. I don't know. I'm almost embarrassed to tell you that I watched this show, I have to say. But it's an old show called Say Yes to the Dress. And it's got all these women trying on beautiful bridal gowns from designers, and Libra energy and the full moon, I think fashion, I think aesthetic. So it was kind of cool. But you know what? There was this bride on who had 2 prosthetic legs. When she was like 19 years old, she got like a deep bone infection. She had to be in a medically induced coma, and she lost both of her legs from the knee down. And I was thinking about that this morning when I was thinking about adaptations. And this woman is now like a Paralympics snowboarder. That's what she does. That's her job now, is that she snowboards all the time. She competes and races. And I just thought it was lovely. I guess that's why I had to watch this stupid show yesterday, so I could see that and think about adaptations. I want you to dedicate yourself this week to right-sizing your wounds. There is probably some place on your physical body that does not hurt. I often go to my pinky toes because it's usually farther away from where I hurt, but my pinky toes feel great. In fact, all my toes feel awesome. They could use a little pedicure, but they don't hurt. My toes don't hurt. My calves don't hurt. You can work your way up and give some love to the places that don't hurt, because we tend to only talk about the places that hurt. Likewise with your emotionality. I have a broken heart about this thing here, but look at all the ways my heart is whole. Look at all the emotions that I can claim that lead me more into that optimistic full cup feeling. All right. So you have to kind of do, it's like when your kid's going to get a shot and you have to distract them over the other way, and then it's over before you know it, kind of thing. So distract yourself with the true, because King of Swords is going to want it to be true, with things that are true about your physical, emotional, and spiritual body. Distract yourself with things that are going right in your emotional life. Distract yourself with spiritual practices that lead to wholeness, or a feeling of being made whole and being restored, okay? It takes discipline and dedication. It could take some creativity and courage, and definitely you're going to want to turn your practices on your head and set yourself free instead of living in the pain, becoming addicted to your wounds, and giving up on yourself. All right? The world, the cycles, the circles, the healing, the wonder of the magical universe is available for us. Maybe slow going, totally worth it. And that's what I've got for us today. Blessed be. Oh, Natalie's clapping for me. Woo woo. Yeah, Melissa broke her pinky toe. So don't focus on your pinky toe. Maybe you need to focus on your left eyebrow or something. Tina says, say yes to the dress is one of the least embarrassing reality shows to watch. Some of those girls are divas, let me tell you, though. You're like, whoa. And some of the like $15,000 dresses, I cannot even.
The chick that got a $15,000 dress for $999.
Yeah, that was good. This one woman got a $15,000 dress for $999 because she needed it in 3 weeks. So It was just a little distraction. Amy and I just ended a binge watch of Big Love, which is kind of heavy and dramatic and emotional. And I just wanted something just mindless, light and fluffy. I came across this. So anyway, Sally says best reading in forever. Yay! So glad. Tina likes the show too. Good. I don't know. I just get embarrassed about watching reality shows. All right, let me show you the decks that I've got for our healing work this week. Hold on, is there anything I wanted to say? Oh yeah, today, 4 p.m. for my Moon Meditation Sacred Circle, I'm going to be doing channeled messages for the full moon in Libra. So if you need a little extra and you're a member of my Moon Meditation Sacred Circle, you could get some little healing tips over there. So the first deck I've got for us today, because we may have to do some shadow work this week, but Monica Badursky's The Shadowland Tarot is lighthearted and fun. And I think it brings that King of Wands capacity to the sort of hard-assness of the King of Swords. So I've got that deck, the little bat wing deck. I also pulled out an oldie but goodie, the Antique Anatomy Tarot by Claire Goodchild. And I was thinking of this one because sometimes our healing needs to take sort of a bare bones and alchemical approach. So I thought that was appropriate. Just giving it a little shuffle here. And then I have the Wild Offering deck by Tosha Silver for anybody who needs an affirmation today. Remember, this is the little deck with all the Ganeshas on the back. So you can choose your deck. I'd love it if you posted a question. If it related to your own healing process, that might be good. I have my little shell, my healing shell. Some of you might remember that a couple of years ago, I did a shamanic soul retrieval, and the shell was the tool given to me for healing. And originally, like, I thought I was going to blow the shell, sound healing, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, you just provide a protective home for the healing. That's all. It's okay. You don't have to do anything with it, Valerie. You don't have to make it more better or more perfecter. So I have that here to inspire the cards. Who's out there, girls?
I'm looking to watch the card, folks.
Well, Jessie May said the Antique Anatomy deck looks awesome. I never saw it before. So Jessie, I'm going to pull a card for you. I'm going to pull a card from that deck for you. So hands on your heart, bring your attention to any healing that you might need. Oh, and this is really great. So it's the Four of Blades, which would be the equivalent of the Four of Swords. And this is the card that shows up when we need deep, deep rest. Okay? This is the one that says, you are overdoing it. You've been pushing yourself too far. You may feel like the Walking Dead. Okay. So you need to build in more rest. Now, I said this last week, and I'm probably going to harp on this for half a year because we don't talk about it. In the winter, we always talk about how there's no sun and we miss all the sun gives us because it's so dark all the time. And so we get lamps and we do hygge and we light candles and we do all the things that help us get through the dark times. I want to say that we do not honor the moon in the same way. So I want you to pay attention to your sleep hygiene. Number one, hey, toss me my little my little eye sacky there. Toss it on the floor because she's afraid she's going to throw it on a candle.
Yeah.
This thing saves my life during these months because I put it over my eyes and it blocks out all the light. It's got some weight to it. It's like a weighted blanket for your eyes. So attend to your sleep. You know, wake up and go to bed at about the same time each day. Make sure you're getting enough quality sleep. A lot of our phones and our Fitbits and all that kind of stuff tell us about our sleep. What can you learn about your sleep cycles? For you, Jessie, I'm really seeing a need to sort of shut it down and, give yourself lots of white space. Unscheduled time is your friend right now. Oh, and she said it definitely resonates. A Facebook user here says, I'll take a card for my mom if you feel called. Who are you? Who's your mom? Tell us. I'd love to pull a card for your mom. I just can't see who you are.
How about a card for S. Anderson?
Sure.
S. Anderson says, I would love a card pulled for my healing in my body and heart. Things are manifesting, but there are physical and emotional challenges right now.
Totally get it. I totally get it. I'm going to pull from the Shadowland Tarot for you, S. Physical and emotional challenges right now. Healing in body and heart. And what I have for you is the 10 of Pentacles. Now, what I'm hearing from this is what has been handed down for you? Where is the healing that needs to happen in your lineage or your family of origin area? Where are the resources that you should have had but didn't have, and now you have to claim them, you have to reclaim them for yourself? Physical and emotional challenges right now. This is sort of the legacy card. Who can you learn from who's experienced similar adversity in their life? Is there a support group? Is there a prayer circle? Is there a volunteer organization that you can connect with? Because I think bringing together the skills and the deep learning that has occurred over generations, really strikes a chord for me. It makes me think of what we've learned over the last 100 years about PTSD, because back in the old days, we called it shell shock. In women, we called it hysteria. But we've learned and we've grown since then, and we understand the brain chemistry of it, and we understand the hormonal response system of persistent anxiety caused by a distressing incident. So what I'm saying to you is that there is a legacy out there of healing and regeneration available to you. I think you're going to have to do some looking for it. I don't think it's going to just plop down in your lap. I think you're going to have to work for it over time. I hope that is helpful, S. And I'm sending you some Reiki right now for your stuff.
Alrighty, how about a card? Sally Sproul asks, she's advocating. She says, can you pull a card for the healing intentions of MMB and all of the group members struggling with physical distractions?
Totally can do that. I'm going to go back to the antique anatomy deck.
Poor MMB's been struggling with a cast on, and now she broke
And now
her
she
toe.
hurt her other toe.
Oh, no.
Yeah. This is just a clump that fell out. It's just I always want to show you so you don't think that I'm pulling a bad card and then not showing it to you. So what we have here is the world upright. So this is a exclamation point behind like really participating in the slow healing. You know, we all heal slower than we think we should. And yet healing does occur. I'm hearing this as sort of recognizing the littler milestones in the process, as we saw in the illumination card, but that really is leading to something. It's really coming full circle. Stick with it. This is why we got to have the courage. You know, it's like the cowardly lion in the Wizard of Oz, like courage. We need to have courage this week. We got to conjure that in a different way. And I just think the world card, this completion, you know, like putting a magical circle around something and declaring it healed as it is today, right where you are. So while Melissa's toe isn't healed today, Melissa, you can expect that your toe and your ankle and your leg will be healed, to the capacity that they will be healed this time around. You know, like none of us, my age, Melissa's age, none of us suffer an injury without having to like really pay attention to it afterwards. It's not like when you were a kid and you just bounce back after everything. There's a little more wait time, but it's worth it. Remember we said that in the group reading. It's worth it. The relief is coming. The healing is coming. The full and complete restoration in the new way you will be restored is there. So healing's available. We're just going to have to wait for it and work for it this week. There's no magical solution. Like we were talking about, I got this special shampoo for my hair because my hair is thinning. And Natalie says, well, how does it work? And how long does it take? And I'm like, well, you're not going to wake up with grown hair tomorrow. And that's the way our healing is. It's not going to happen like that. I mean, maybe it will. A miraculous healing could take place at any time. I'm open to that. I could wake up tomorrow and have that long, beautiful rock and roll hair I had in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
So I could. More likely is I'm going to have to like address it in these ways. And if all else fails, I'm just going to get a hair weave. Who's next, honey?
Well, I gotta say, Tina Lindley has been posting stuff that really makes me smile today. She said, you could be watching Love After Lockup.
Oh, don't watch that.
She said she'd always take a card, but she wanted to let the people who are new have a chance. But let's pull a card for her.
Let's pull a card for Tina. Let's pull an affirmation card for Tina.
All right.
From the Wild Offering, Tosha's deck.
And she also wants to know what shampoo you were using. let's eye it later.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of the special shampoo. And look what I've got for you, Tina. Challenges.
Oh, no.
No big deal because we just all talked about that for this whole reading. So you have a game plan. Let me read to you what Tosha says about this. Unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms. I'm going to say that again. Unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over, divine, and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. That is courage right there to say, I don't know what to do with this, and I am going to put myself into the arms of the mother and trust that I will be led where I need to go. That's why my prayer before I do a Sunday morning tea and tarot, and many times throughout the day, my prayer is, point me, guide me, use me. Give me the words, direct my footsteps, send me in the direction of healing. And if I'm about to do something stupid, please stop me. And it helps. So while we have challenges out there this week, we have the opportunity to just fall into the arms of the divine beloved guardian of our own sweet souls.
And she follows up by saying that, for the record, she's never watched Love After Lockup.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. I was a little worried about that.
Everybody needs love, though.
That's right.
I just want to be loved. That's so wrong.
It's my favorite impression that you do.
Yeah.
What movie is that from?
It's Torch Song Trilogy.
Torch Song Trilogy. Yeah. If you have never seen Torch Song
Hardy.
Trilogy, you got to see it. It's very good.
All right. How about a card for Tamara? She says, she asks an affirmation card: if you feel called, mountains of homework and papers, and I have one more neuro test to determine if I will need a spinal tap. The doctor is already optimistic, just overwhelmed.
Wow. That does sound like a lot. Okay, T, we're going to pull you an affirmation card.
Hang in there, T.
All right. Ooh, look, divine timing. I love this. Let me read it to you. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing. It says, dear Lord, but we can say, dear sense of wonder, dear sense of beauty and courage, and knowing things that we can't know with our human minds. What I'm hearing for you, Tamara, is that divine timing is your friend this week. So, pray first. It can be short, because I know you've got mountains of homework and papers and have this test coming up. That's a lot, but prayer first is going to help you align with the highest good. The other thing that I want to say about mountains of work, even the way we talk about things really impacts how we deal with them. And when we say, I have mountains of work, now, honestly, you do not have a mountain of work. Think about a mountain and then think about the work. It's not a mountain. All right. What I want you to do is think about blocks, building blocks. I have this task, I have this task, I have this task. What are the ones that need to be foundational? What are the ones that need to be sort of, optional or half-assed even? When you're in school, I can tell you right now that other than applying for grad school, nobody ever asked to look at my grades. A B is fine. A C is fine. Passing a class is fine. So you don't have to drive yourself crazy with schoolwork. And then on the top, there should be dessert topping activities. You've got to have fun. You've got to have some space. You will be more productive. You will get more homework done. You will be easier in your body just by having a little bit of fun. Even if it's just pulling up your favorite comedian on the YouTube channel and laughing out loud a little bit. But be careful about labeling things in a way that induce this feeling of insurmountability. Like, I can't make it up the mountain. Or if you need to use the mountain analogy, you got to also bring the little engine that could. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. So that's what I've got for you, honey. Let me know when your test is, and I'll send you some Reiki right at that time.
Let's shoot over to Facebook.
Yeah.
And check in with Sam Thomas.
Sam Thomas, I haven't seen you in so long.
Yeah, she says, may I have a card? I'm having trouble with my 2 biggest heart wounds. I'm having trouble drawing the heart boundary lines so that I can reclaim a part of my life, specifically my love life, and move forward happy.
Wow.
You hang in there.
That sounds... I'm trying to get it up so I could actually look at the words, but I can't find it.
She's on Facebook.
Yeah. All right, Sam, I'm going to go to Monica Bodersky's The Shadowland Tarot. We're going to think about boundaries and, addressing things in your love life. And I'm hearing that I need another card to inform this, so I'm going to pull that. So what I've got for you is really, I'm sorry, but this is what came up, and I'm going to just tell you the truth about it. Knight of Wands reversed. I am getting a huge hit on the difference between love and lust. The difference between wanting and grasping and desiring and telling yourself that you need things to go this way. I feel this ping-ponging effect between being a little overly solicitous or willing to go outside of your boundaries and then being angry and maybe setting the house on fire, or they're feeling like you got burned again, that kind of energy. And this is leading to 10 of Cups energy, which is really sort of the unhappy family card. And until and unless you embrace and love your own passionate self, your own standards and motivating factors, and slow down and not rush into deeply emotional and physical and sexual relationships, you kind of have to be the guardian of your own joy right now, and really start to work on developing kind of a rubric even for what happiness looks like, instead of just charging in and expecting happiness to flow. I feel like there's a little bit of doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results and not getting different results, that it just continues to result in diminished joy. So, this is the painful work that you want to attend to right now. This is the work of like healing your own perception of what you need in this area of your life. And I think it's one that you might want to get some assistance with, some support with, from a new place, a new healing modality, a new thing. Is there a group that can help you sort of explore new ways of experiencing love and intimacy and sexuality, and really provide that healing that you're looking for? That's what I got for you. What's up?
Nothing to do with the program you just said not to watch, though?
No.
Okay.
No, please. Please, no. All right. Anybody else? How much time? Ooh, we're way over time. Do you have
Just
one more?
Just one more.
Okay.
Nika Reyes, she asked if she could have a card for her love life and future.
Nika Reyes, for your love life and your future.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with the Shadowland deck right now. I know it wasn't very nice to Sam right then, but like I think it's helpful. So what I have for you is the Queen of Cups. Upright, very good energy for love life, very good energy for romance and like sort of what do I want to say? Like being wooed. This is what I get, like somebody playing the guitar for you, bringing you a nice hot cup of coffee, and you just are so happy that you're going to sing. So I think the prospects are going to be good for love for you in the near future. I just want to say, though, any healing work you do regarding the group energy message is just going to bring you more perfectly in alignment with the intuition of the Queen of Cups, with receiving guidance, that says, look over there, go to this cafe, maybe walk this trail today, and bring you into the arena of possibilities. So I want you to start practicing with your intuition. If you read your own cards, you could do a little spread on a path to love and see what you get. Or certainly, I did a love reading yesterday and you can book a reading with me. But I love this. You guys, this is so good. I feel like the collective energy is difficult this week, and don't try to spiritually bypass it or minimalize it. But I do want you to get your kings out. Make beautiful, healing alliances with clarity and with creativity. And don't be afraid to try new things. Just because something hasn't worked in the past doesn't mean that there's nothing out there for you. And don't wait until you feel closure before you move into your healing. Just progress. That's it. We're just going to do a little progress this week. Progress, not perfection. I love you, love you, love you. Moonies, I will see you at 4:00 for channeled messages. And the rest of you, I will see you next week.
Yahoo!